What's going on, guys? JB Lion back with another video, and this is it. Today of filming, it is the first Premier League game of the season, not for Chelsea but for Arsenal versus Coventry. And yes, it's a start of an absolute brand new season. Like I always say before any video, if you're new around here, please do hit that like button. If you like the videos, please hit the sub button. And if you want to know when I upload, please do hit that bell icon. And let's just get straight into this. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions of Chelsea FC before going into the season. And what a summer it has been for us Chelsea fans. We've had some ins, we've had some outs, new players in, new players out, controversy with players. So buckle yourself in and let's just get straight into the meat and gravy of this video. Right, so where do I even start? Obviously last season was a very disappointing season for us. Considering, you know, the quality we have, we didn't have a great season at all. And, you know, we kind of went out on, you know, I think it was the FA Cup was like the last game or something like that I watched. And we had Stephen McFarlane in charge. Obviously, we had the World Cup with England, which kind of had its ups and then its massive down against Argentina. But now that's all out of the way, back to supporting the boys that we love, our club every week, allowing 11 men to decide our feelings for the whole weekend. Lucky for us, not the weekend because we're Chelsea fans, so now we are the Monday night boys. We play most Monday nights, so yes, get on it. No weekday football for us, just Monday nights are going to be ruined for the whole season. Let's be having it. But yeah, so transfers in. Do mind me if I miss any, I do apologise, but I'm going to try and remember as many as I can. Lacroix, Rogers, Palestri, Orsenia, whatever his name is from, I think it was Sporting. Who else? The striker from Strasbourg. That's 5 that I can remember. There's probably more that I'm missing. Oh, that Chavez or whatever his name is from that Spanish club. Who else? There is probably, like I say, still Barco, the little demon from the World Cup that was slapping people in the head. Yeah, we've had so many transfers this summer, and it's been a complete and utter rewrite for us. Jig around absolutely everything for us, and you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a crazy season. We've had so many players coming in, lots of players going out. Trevor Chalobah, sadly, which I absolutely love Trevor, but I know he wasn't going to get much game time under Alonso. You know, we've just got rid of Badiashile. I think he's on loan to Napoli. As of today, Diassi's gone on loan to Crystal Palace. And then you got Zapayev, who I had quite big feelings for. He's gone on loan to Burnley. So that would be good to see what he can do in the Championship. Jorgensen, I think he's moved. I think it's a permanent transfer to Strasbourg, and in his first game he was insane. So fair play to the lad. Who else? There's just so many other players that have come out of the club and gone. And, you know, Cucurella being one of them, that's an absolute miss for us. You know, he's such a good left back, and it's going to be a while before we can really fill his position because he is so good at that position. So that was one of the big transfers that was kind of hit us hard more than any others. And yeah, it's just been an absolute crazy summer with the transfers. And then we've had all of the information with this bloke behind me, Mr. Enzo Fernandez. In, out, shake it all about. My name is Enzo Fernandez and I don't know what I want to do. Whether I want to stay at Chelsea. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez doesn't know if he wants to come in or out of the club. And it's just one of those that, you know, he's just, I don't know. Yeah, he played the game against Real Sociedad. He got booed, he got cheered, he got absolutely every emotion under the sun. And, you know, honestly, I think at this point, he's more than likely going to stay. Because I don't think City are going to be spending 120 million on him. You know, they might spend 100 million, but Chelsea aren't going to go any lower than 110, I don't reckon. So, I reckon he's going to be staying. And I think it's a great thing, you know. Yes, he had the whole thing. And, Yes, he's been in and out. But the one thing I respect Enzo Fernandez for is that he's always been honest. He's always been absolutely honest when it comes to Chelsea and what he wants to do with his future and whether he wants to stay or whether he wants to leave, whether he wants to, do this or that. So one thing I always respect him for is his honesty. He's never ever hidden it. He's always said exactly what he wants to do with Chelsea, and you've got to respect the man for that. Obviously, as a football fan, you kind of think, screw this guy, we don't want him at a club that he's not going to want to play for. And deep down, I think he probably does want to play for Chelsea. I just think he also wants to play for a better team. He wants to play in Europe. He's a young midfielder, and not being able to play Europe every week is a massive factor in a footballer's career. As much as Cole Palmer hasn't said anything, I'm probably sure he feels the same. When you're of that age, you want to play in the biggest competition. You don't want to be Monday Night Football, Carling Cup, FA Cup. You want to be in the Champions League every week. You want to be, do you know what I mean? You want to be amongst all the big stuff. So I do understand him, and I understand what he's saying. But at the same time, the way he's gone about it is absolutely wrong. Like, you're the vice captain of Chelsea FC. You can't be going around, spouting all this information. It's not fair. And it wouldn't surprise me if Alonso did strip him of that vice captaincy and gave it to Caicedo. I think Caicedo at the moment deserves it. And Enzo needs to be taught a lesson. I think he should be able to play and stay if he wants to do that. But at the same time, if he's just going to do, which I don't think he will, because he doesn't seem like that sort of guy, but if he's going to do performances where it's haphazard, then it's just going to be not good enough. But I think he will. He will do what he needs to do for Chelsea at the time he's at Chelsea. I don't think he won't give 100% because that's just, like I say, not the sort of guy he is. He's very much a player that, is someone who gives 100%, 110% for the club. And, I just think he's absolutely one of those. So, hopefully if he stays, he plays some great football. Obviously, talking about some of the new signings, Pellistri I absolutely love. I think he's an absolute steal, and I think he might go up there to be one of the signings of the summer. He is just so good, 6 foot something. Quick, fast, absolutely stinks of a sort of player that Alonso loves. That fullback, that's very attacking minded, and I think he's absolutely amazing. So Pellistri, absolutely love. Bargain booze, in my opinion. Then you got Morgan Rogers, a lot of money. I have to say it. Morgan Rogers is a lot of money for a player that he did well for Villa, but he's still a lot of money. He still has a lot to prove. Do I think he'll prove it? More than likely under Alonso, especially if he's going to play Rodgers and Palmer together, it's going to work. But still a lot of money, still a lot to prove, but I think he could more than likely do it. Lacroix, goes without saying, had a great season with Crystal Palace. I know a lot of people are saying, Chelsea probably could have gone for a bit more of a established centre-back. But at the time, people also need to understand that with our position and the competitions we're in, we can't be going around pulling big centre backs. We just don't have that pull at all. So it's one of those. Lacroix is absolute big centre back though, and he's going to do amazing at Chelsea. You can just tell it already. Him and Colwell are just going to be great. Obviously, question marks over Fofana, but I still think maybe a bit under Alonso. Maybe you might get a bit of stability because he was good at Leicester when he was there. So we'll have to wait and see. Goalkeeper situation, we didn't bring one in. Obviously, transfer window still open. There's still a chance. But I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to stick with Robert Sanchez. But I am a strong believer in Mike Penders. I think he's great. He's got great footwork. Don't think we've seen the best of him yet, and I think Alonso will rotate him in. By the end of the season, mark my words, I reckon Mike Penders will be our number one goalkeeper. I just think he's kind of giving Rob Sanchez the benefit of the doubt as seniority being at Chelsea. But I'm telling you now, mark my words, Mike Penders will be Chelsea's goalkeeper by the end of the season. João Pedro, big news. Changed his number. He's no longer, I think it was number 20 something. He's now the number 9. He's taken the number 9 shirt off Liam Delap. Is this the curse? Is the curse going to strike our absolute beautiful striker João Pedro? Or is he going to break it? Is the Drogba Juju, not the Drogba Juju, but is the number 9 Juju going to be lifted? And will João Pedro be that guy who's going to finally lift that number 9 curse and show that it isn't cursed, it's just the player? So that is the biggest news as well. Number 9, João Pedro. We'll have to wait and see if he's actually going to be able to do it. Obviously, we've still got loads of time in the transfer window. I still think Tosin's probably going to leave. Liam Delap's going to leave. I reckon Nicholas Jackson might even leave, because I just don't see him getting rid of that Engema. And obviously, we've got Danny Welbeck as well. I think Delap, Jackson, both on the way out of the door. It's just a matter of time where, when and how much I can go for. I could see Liam Delap at like a Everton or a Newcastle. I just don't think he ever reached it at Chelsea. He had plenty of opportunity, he just didn't quite get there. I like the hunger from the boy, you know, him saying, you know, I want to stay here and fight, but I just don't think it's kind of worked out for him, unfortunately. And yeah, Nicholas Jackson, he had a great pre-season, but I think he wants first team football, and he's not going to get that with João Pedro kicking about, is he really? So yeah, it's kind of, be realistic with yourself. Welbs is happy to do his part and come off the bench, so what's the point in keeping players who want first team football if you can get a little bit of cash for them? So yeah, obviously a lot of people saying about Chelsea's financial play, but everyone's playing into us because they're all buying our players, so it's, you know, we're winning. But yes, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I am looking so much forward to the first game of the season for Chelsea against Fulham at Craven Cottage. It's going to be the first proper game we're going to see Alonso in full flow. Alonso versus Arbeloa, 2 ex-Real Madrid managers, so it's going to be interesting to see which one's going to get the better of each other. But yes, guys, I've been JB Lion. I will see you dudes, dudettes, and everyone else in the next video. Peace, guys. Woo! Up the Chelsea!